Hello, my name is Brandon Jones, and this is week 3 of my Jettisoned Capstone project screencast. Okay, so this week we worked on player movement in the infiltration phase, as well as the trap scanning feature. So we'll go into the game. With moving around the map, up until this point, I've had just a 4x4 tile set for the rooms, and it would just been one room we've been playing around in. So in this update, I've added in walls, as you can see, which are represented by these red squares, and doors are represented by the green rectangles. So we will, in fortification phase, sorry, you can click these to essentially switch between rooms, and you can place like the start point in here, and we'll do the fuel cell down here, and we'll throw a wall in that doesn't do a whole lot right now, just in the center of the room for no reason. We'll throw another one right there so as to block off some part, and then we can throw this one right here. Oh wait, no, we're out of money. We can't do that. Okay. And then we will, in order to show off our scanning, our trap scanning, we'll throw in a couple traps here. They cost 25 apiece, so there's that. Okay, so we've started off, I'll start at the very opposite room. So you can see we start in the start point that we had at the top left. So we're in the game, and as you can see, the traps are invisible to us right now because they're traps, they're invisible. So we can use the scan function to scan out the area and see if we can find any traps. So you can see as it goes across it, it reveals the traps that are there. So if I step on it, it'll activate. Right now it doesn't do anything really, but it'll change color to show that it's already been activated, or that it's been activated. So then we go into a door and we can move around across the screen, or across the rooms, by just going in it. If you go across, if you go down, then it won't change. You literally have to move over with that. The walls, like I said, don't do anything right now. They will in the next update. And we move around the world by pressing this movement thing. I'm gonna restart it again and throw in a lot more traps in this one. We won't do a whole lot else, just to show off the trap scanning, that I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. We'll just throw them all over the place so we can see this. Confirm. Okay, so we'll just run into a couple of them. You can see they show up that way. I think we have one down there too. And we'll start scanning, and as it goes and hits, you'll see it'll start to reveal. So you can cancel early and not see everything. So you can go and cancel early. While it's going off, you can't move. This is a dedicated action, and then it'll display the rest of them. Okay, so we've talked enough about how it works in the game. I'll show you a little bit of the code. In player logic, the scanning is actually fairly simple. We have our scanner, which is a game object attached to the player, and it's invisible until the player uses it, and it kind of just scales out. It has a speed at which it increases the scale, and that is increased every or over time, as you can see, it expands in code. And that's all the player side of it does. That's all the player logic sees of it. The real logic is done in the infiltration logic, which is the scene logic, the overarching. It takes care of the player and the map and everything. So while the player is scanning, it knows, because the player tells the infiltration logic, hey, I'm scanning. And during this time, the player, or the infiltration logic, pulls the map to then awesome amount of behavior on scan. So on polling, or it'll poll every once every 0.25 seconds, goes into the room, which then takes the scanner that was provided, so the scanner of the player, and Unity has a really awesome 2D collision system where you can literally just say overlap point. So this is the actual center point of the tile, so as it extends out, if it reaches the center point of the tile, then the trap is revealed, and it reveals the tile. So we'll see once again, just small amount of that functionality. You'll see it once it hits the center about, it'll reveal it. So you can see it's right here. It would be about right there and there. So it looks really smooth that way. I'm happy with the way it turned out. If we wanted it to appear to take a little further, like expand out past that center point, we could just reduce the collision on the actual scan model, so have it about that point, so it would appear. So that's about where we are right now. Next week we're going to be working more with the infiltration phase, ironing that out a bit more. We'll get the disable logic in, so that will be interesting. Until next time.